You want to talk about excitement for a card? We got 2 title fights. It's sort of a dirty secret amongst hardcore fans of mixed martial arts that the very best action is in the lightest weight divisions.
Urijah Faber versus Jose Aldo. This is the best fight in the history of the featherweight division.
There's so many good fighters, there's so many talented fighters that it takes a lot for a fighter to really stand out head and shoulders above the rest.
This guy could win titles in 3 different weight classes. 135, he already holds the 145-pound, and if he can beat Urijah Faber, the most dominant champion in that weight class in history, he can move up to 55 and possibly challenge BJ Penn. This kid could be the greatest ever.
The speed that this guy operates with, the explosiveness to his technique, really something to behold. I mean, he really is a special athlete.
When I came to America, I had a dream, and no one can take that dream away from me. No one knew who I was, but I've proven fight after fight just how good I can be.
The guy's 16-1. He hasn't lost in 5 years, and his last 6 fights have been finished by knockout.
Aldo is just teeing off. Oh, look at that knee from Aldo. This is the opening he was looking for, and that is it.
And 10 of his fights didn't make it out of the first round.
Aldo is one of the fastest, most powerful strikers I think I've ever seen, and on top of that, he's a world-class Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt.
Every time I step into the cage, my goal is to entertain the fans. I could easily take all my opponents down and submit them, but the fans love to see knockouts, and I'm only where I am now because of the fans.
When you see the fight with Cub Swanson, Cub Swanson's a tough guy. Aldo comes out guns blazing 5 seconds into the fight with his flying double knee, smashes his head open, and ends the fight instantly.
And right off the bat, it is over. It is absolutely over.
Mike Brown is just tough as nails. To watch him get steamrolled by Jose Aldo is just really, really kind of shocking.
And that's it. We have got a new champion in the featherweight division.
Jose Aldo Jr.
It was a dream come true for me to become champion. That's all I've ever wanted since I left my hometown. I'm living my dream right now, and I want to keep living it for a long time.
I'm ready to get that belt. We got a great champion right now. Jose Aldo is a phenom. He's both, talented and creative, and I love to get in there and get that belt.
Urijah Faber truly has his work cut out for him.
He wants that title back. He's probably never been hungrier than he is right now, and he's going to have to be.
Losing the belt, that in itself doesn't mean too much to me, but being considered the best guy in the world, that means everything to me.
Urijah has this wide open, wild style. He'll do wild, unpredictable things, and that wild, unpredictable style wins him fights. Urijah Faber was at the top of the heap for such a long time, looking unstoppable, looking like he was just going to dominate that weight class. Then along comes Mike Brown.
What a powerful shot.
He got put away, came back in the rematch, and was looking much better. But then, unfortunately for him, broke one of his hands and then badly injured the other hand.
That happened midway through this first round, guys. I apologize. I like to go out there and bang it up. My weapons are gone, man.
A little bit of frustration when I think about those fights, but for the most part, I just focus on what's forward.
Faber's probably never looked better than in his last fight. He goes in against the Sun Tzu, who has never been knocked down, never been wobbled, never been hurt, never been submitted, knocks him down, and chokes him out.
The kid is back.
And now he gets to face the lion of the division, the man who beat him, and Jose Aldo.
Everybody knows who Urijah Faber is. Urijah Faber's been a big star, defended the title 5 times, is the most dominant featherweight in the history of the sport, and Aldo calls, basically says, I want Urijah Faber next, and I want him in his hometown in Sacramento. I want to beat him there.
The fans are going to be through the roof in Sacramento. That little dude is the king of Sacramento, and when he gets out there, I guarantee you the cheers are going to be deafening.
It's going to be a huge event, man. I've got a huge fan support here, and it's always an inspiring time for me.
I've never been afraid of my opponents. That kind of fear doesn't exist for me, and fighting in front of his home crowd will just give me more motivation.
I respect to Urijah.
but no one will take my belt.
If anything, Urijah Faber is the kind of guy that rises to the occasion.
In my mind, that's my belt.
And I think that what we're going to see out of him is a Urijah Faber on a whole new level. And that's what he's going to need to be in order to face Jose Aldo.
I'm ready for Urijah, and I'm ready to defend my belt. Everyone says you have to defend the title to be a true champion. Well, I say let's go.
I'm a well-rounded fighter. I would say definitely more well-rounded than Jose Aldo, and I'm not sure if anyone's going to debate that.
Urijah was the champion for a long time, and he's a great fighter, but this is my title.
It's going to be one of the best fights in the history of the sport.
Urijah and I are both great fighters at the top of our game.
There's no doubt in my mind that as far as ability and wow factor, you've got the two best fighters in the world. He's a tough dude, and I'm looking to take him out. He's got what I consider to be my spot, which is the best in the world, and there's only one way to prove that, and that's to fight tooth and nail and rip it from him.
Nobody's going to take my dream away from me. Watch me destroy Urijah Faber.
For nearly 3 years, he ruled the division. Now, the California Kid wants to reclaim what was his for so long, the World Featherweight title. But first, he must take down the man who knocked out every opponent in the past 2 years. The most explosive champion in featherweight history, 16-1 Jose Aldo, defends his title against the most dominant featherweight of all time, Urijah Faber. Aldo versus Faber, presented by Amp Energy, live Saturday, April 24th from Arco Arena in Sacramento, California, only on pay-per-view.